video to show everyone the most efficient way to scope out the island for the Cayo Perico heist. I'm going to go ahead and, starting from the sub, I'm in an invite-only lobby to avoid griefers and all of that. Not have to worry about it. But let's go ahead and do this. Alright. To conserve time here, I'm going to go ahead and fast travel the ship towards that area, because it just to conserve time. We know it's always going to be at the top of the map. Oh my God. Alright. So, go ahead and leave here. Usually what I do whenever I leave the sub is I just go ahead and return it to storage, because there's really no point in keeping it out anyway. There is no correct way to do this, but this is just the way that I do it, and I'm going to explain why. Alright, we don't really need this vehicle either, so we're going to go ahead and return the Sparrow, and then go ahead and kill the rest of these guys over here. Alright, looks like we got one more guy hiding out. Let's take him out. Okay. And now we got a long flight back across the city. Now, again, I'm sharing my way of doing this because there is an efficient way of doing it. So some people like to scope out the airstrip first, but the way that I do it is I go ahead and scope out the. Why is my plane not going up any higher? And my controller was acting a little funny there for a second. I think we're back in business. Most people, some people like to scope out the airstrip because it's easy. You can walk around there without it. But the thing is, the way that I go ahead and do it is I go ahead and go straight for the communications tower. And the reason being is because you know that you have to go there anyway. You know you have to go to the communications tower, no matter whether it's bearer bonds, no matter whether it's the pink diamond, no matter whether it's the ruby necklace. You have to go there because the primary target is there. So, and depending on what's there, if you end up going to the compound first and you find out you have 5 or 6 gold, then that really limits what you really need to scope. So if I go and I find out I have 6 gold, then my scoping is really done because that's all 4 people can carry. But I'm going to show everybody the most efficient way to do this, to where you can save a lot of time You don't have to spend a whole bunch of time on the island. Of course, I will spend a little bit more time over there if I don't have very good stuff in the compound. Also, this account is my primary account. As you can see that are watching, I have about $111 million right now. I don't need money. I will be glad to help anybody that needs help with money that is trying to help build their character up. So send me a message, send me a like. I will be happy to run a heist with you. This is also my secondary character on my main account. My primary character is about rank 508, all made from grinding. Some of it was even made before the casino and Cayo Heist came out, so it was just a lot of grinding the bunkers and the MC businesses, selling, just a lot of having my character sit down while I go take care of everyday life activities. But yeah, we should be getting ready to head over there. Again, I'm playing in an invite-only lobby to hopefully, you know, I mean, if I get killed, it's just going to be by NPCs, which is great because I don't really have to worry about it. Also, the vehicle that I use is going to determine what's in the compound, where different things are, how much scoping I have to do. Hopefully, it won't be too much, but if the video may be a little bit longer, if I do end up having to scope more of it, and which will be good because I'll show you the fastest way to do this, where you can get back from the island quickly. Really, this heist really does not take that long. It is undoubtedly the best and easiest way to make money in GTA Online now. If you know how to do it, you can have this heist set up after the scope in about an hour and have this thing ready to run. Here we go.
Spinning ahí. Fue canchuazo. No time for once, eh? Arms out, let's go. Okay. Wait over there. We will bring it soon. Go on.
Alright. So, the quickest way to get where, and this is live, so I'm not going to guarantee you that I'm not going to get called at some point, but I am going to do my best. We are going to take this bike. We're not going to worry about any of this other stuff right now. We're gonna hang here until the guard turns around, which he just did. Alright, we're gonna head through the grass. Cut down through the side road here. Same way you do when you're going to the party when you first come through. We're going to cut off to the right and avoid this guy here. Some people get confused at this part and they make this way more difficult than it has to be. You do need to be concerned about the vehicles that are coming through, and you do need to be concerned about the guy that's on the far end that's facing us now. So if you want to make sure, like right now we can go. And then you can go through this gate, cut back off to the right as quickly as possible. Alright. There is a guard there, but we should be able to go past them pretty quickly. Alright, we're cutting through the grass. No need to even really get off the bike at all. We're going to park the bike. We're going to park the bike right up here, and then we're going to get our next thing. So when you're here at the communications tower, little secret: if you see a guard outside the yellow area, that means that the box is going to be up high. If there's no guard, that means it's down low. And as you can see, it's straight ahead of us. The symbol, the horizontal line with the two diagonal lines going through it means it's that number times 2. The square with the line going through it means it's the exact number, and the X means it's the number times 10. So we're going to try 6 times 10, which will make it 60. I don't think that's going to be right, though. The number's going to be too high. So it's going to be 5 times 10. Then we'll make it equal 71. Yep, so 6 times 2 will be 12. And then if you add 9, that makes it 71. Alright. And because I'm just paranoid, I'm going to go ahead and climb up on the first level before I access the cameras, just to be on the safe side. Plus, I'm going to go all the way to the top anyway, because sometimes there's a grappling hook up here. I like to scope out secondary items, just in case. But let's find out what's in there. Let's see what we got. Right. There's no need, especially if you've done this multiple times. The first 3 cameras aren't going to have anything on them. But, you know, I'm just a thorough guy. That's the way that I do it. I believe we're going to have bearer bonds. Okay. Alright, nothing on that counter. Looks like we have a gold in the back, so we have one of those so far. Alright, let's see what we have in the office. Obviously, the first time you're doing this, you're scanning more things. Got a painting. Okay, no painting there. Alright, we're going to West Storage. Alright, cash. Cash is the thing that pays the least. So for new players, do not grab cash unless you have no other options. We have 2 gold now. Gold is the best thing you can get, but can only be collected if you have at least 2 players. Another gold. Another cash. Alright, that's 3 gold. So 3 gold completely fills up 2 players. We have one more storage check. There's nothing there. We have a painting. So 2 paintings can fill up 1 player, but they're actually worth a lot less than cocaine. So cocaine is worth more. Art would be the next one on the list, then weed, and then cash is last. So I'm going to go ahead and I know that I've already scoped all these side exits, but I'm going to go ahead and scroll through definitely to the main entrance to see if the guard truck is there, the supply truck. It's not. So we know that it's always either at the North Dock, Main Dock, or the airstrip. So I would prefer to have cocaine, if at all possible. So we're going to go look for that and see what we can find and see the positioning of different things. Alright, we don't need anything else from in here. As you can see, we've technically done enough to do the heist now, but I love running it with as many people as I can. I love including people on the extra money who needs it. I remember a time when I was a player that struggled, and as my friends know that have known me for a long time, I love helping people. I love seeing people succeed. The thing that's really a big shame is that I've seen a lot of people come and go, and I've helped a lot of people out, and then they end up going off and playing something else, and I never see them again. But if you're a serious player that wants to be successful, I'm all down to help you. Alright. So there was a, alright, I have to be a little bit careful with this. I don't want to pull it too late, so I'm going to do it now, and okay, so, usually I'm good with that, but it's fine, because I'm going to start back at the airstrip. It's perfectly fine. So we know, I mean, I could use the artwork if I wanted to, but I would prefer the cocaine. So we're going to see what all we have here. So I have two, this is one spot where secondary targets can spawn. As far as the secondary targets go, they're always in the same spot. The difference is that when you may find cocaine one time, you might find weed another time, or you may find cash, but they're always in the same location. The things like the bolt cutters, the grappling hooks, the supply truck, and the guard uniforms, every single time you run this, are always going to be in different locations. We have one cocaine here. So if I wanted to, I could find another one of these, because 2 cocaine fills up 1 player. And then we could get the paintings, the gold, and technically I would be done. But we're going to go ahead and go through this, because I also would like to put the cutting powder in the water. And I'm going to go ahead and show where that is located at as well. That will make it to where the guard's shooting is more off. It does make the heist a little bit easier if you do happen to get caught, because obviously the thing is, you don't want to be caught when you're doing this, but things happen. Games glitch, people get caught, sometimes people accidentally walk in front of a guard. Alright, that's the location where bolt cutters are. Bolt cutters can also sometimes be over here on this table, but there's usually only one, no more than 2 at each specific spot, and then there might be some at some random locations. Okay, so we have no guard uniforms here, but as you can see, the supply truck is here. So we're going to take a picture of that. So that's a possibility, although I don't have any guard uniforms right now. Okay, this is a spot where things can spawn, but as you can see, both these tables are empty, so I don't have anything here. So let's go ahead and grab another motorcycle. And we're going to go ahead and finish up. There are a couple of things over here where things can spawn. There is a spot where guard uniforms can spawn over here, but I don't know. Most of the time, we never really end up coming this way. But it could be a potential way in. Although, depending on what's at the other locations, I don't know if I want to come to the airstrip for just one thing of cocaine, especially if like other locations might have more. Alright, there's a grappling hook right there, which we already found one on top of the communications tower. Alright, I'm going to go over here and look and see if there's guard uniforms over here. Don't know if we'll end up in this area or not, but whether we do, at least I'll know that either they're here or they aren't. Now, there's been a couple of times where I've ran this heist and I've had 6 gold, so I mean, I really haven't had to do much. I mean, I went in with the sub, took 4 people. We were good. Yep, there is some uniforms over here. I don't know if I'm going to end up in this direction, though. Alright. Let's go ahead and head over to the North Dock. We're going to need... Actually, let's go over to the main dock first, because the reason being is because I'm going to have to go over there anyway to go look for the but just, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'll make mistakes, but let's go over there and see if we can find the cutting powder. Alright, try to avoid this. Alright, I might get called here. Yep, alright, that's fine. I actually lost my bearings there for a second. Again, I'm not perfect. I will make mistakes. But, you know, fortunately, unless you get caught 5 times, you're fine. And actually, I've only got caught once. I died the other time. I usually do not die when I do that, but I just pulled my parachute a little bit too late. Alright, we're going to go over here because there's another bike over here. And, you know, I guess we can go ahead and hit the North Dock, but I'm going to have to hit the main dock as well because I'm going to have to poison the water. I always like to do that because it just makes the whole thing easier. Alright, there's another bolt cutters there, so this is a potential if I wanted to go in this way. Although they're not even really required, because all that you really have to do for the equipment is the safe code or the plasma cutter, depending on if you have bearer bonds or whatever else, the fingerprint cloner, and the cutting torch. Everything else is not required for the equipment, so you do not have to do the disruption unless you plan on going in aggressive, and unless you're just really, really good and you can avoid losing a lot of money, I would not recommend that. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, there's a guy that's heading towards, if you can see him on the other side over there, there's a guy that's heading towards us. We're going to wait for him to turn around. He's really the only factor that can become a problem. As you can see right now, I was right in that guard's view, and because I'm hidden by the trees and stuff, he really can't see me. We do need to get back over where we was. Because there is a spot where cutting powder can spawn, and we do need to check that. I'm hoping that maybe I'll find enough cocaine to where I won't have to scalp. Right, we're going to go up here a little bit because there's a vehicle coming, just to kind of avoid this car. Okay. Alright, we do need to go. Alright, I'm going to have to let that turn around because he will spot me there. I'm going to have to let that. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go back over towards the communications tower again, which I know doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But For any new players, I would like for you to know where the cutting powder is and all the different places that it can spawn, because there's really only 3 places that it will spawn, and I will show you all 3 of them. So we're waiting for this guy to turn around. We're going to come back and get the main dock in a minute, because as soon as we get the cutting powder, we're going to poison the water first, and then we'll hit the last spot. Okay. So over here where this camera is another spot for secondary targets. So we're going to go ahead and get this. Alright, he's not really a big deal. Alright, so I think I see, looks like weed, it looks like. Okay. So not a great item over there, but it is something. Alright. This little room right here on the map, I'm going to pause it so you can see where I'm at. This little spot right here is one of the locations where cutting powder can spawn. It's usually, when it's over here, it's usually right in this area somewhere, like right next to these. But it is not here, so it's going to be at one of the other 2 locations. There can also be a grappling hook that can spawn over there as well, but there was not that there either. Alright, we're going to go to another secondary location and another spot for cutting powder, which is almost directly ahead of us. Alright, there is a vehicle coming, so I may have to stand by for a minute. Alright, there is bolt cutters right there. Again, there's the cutting powder right there in the corner. So it was actually at this location this time. Alright, let's let this vehicle pass. Don't know if he's going to turn right, but we're going to keep out of his line of sight. And he did. Alright, so let's try to be very, very careful with this. And I was caught again. This is fine. Because the water can be poisoned at either the north dock or the main dock. And since we come across the north dock first, we'll go over there, poison the water, and then scope out that and see what's there. And with any luck, maybe we'll get some good stuff, and we don't even need to do the rest of this. Again, this is a live video. I can't guarantee you that I'm not going to get caught, as obviously we've seen twice. Mistakes happen. You know, especially when you've got vehicles coming around the corner and guys are there. I mean, so I've actually went right in front of people and they didn't see me. And then again, I've went behind people that weren't even facing me and got caught. So it's like, it may just be the distance. They may have heard the motorcycle. I don't know. But let's go over to the north dock first and go ahead and get this out of the way. Alright, so it looks like that enemy is all the way down there, so we don't have to worry about him. Alright, we're going to do most of this just on foot. Not right yet, though. Okay. So this building that I'm going around, this is one of the buildings where secondary targets are, and it looks like there is cocaine in here. So that's already a good start. And we remember the supply truck is already at the airstrip. I actually know a lot of people that actually really don't particularly care for scoping the island, but I actually enjoy it because it gets me away from griefers and allows me to kind of go do my own thing for a few minutes. To me, I've never minded scoping this island. I don't mind taking a few minutes to come over here and do this. All right. There's sometimes guard uniforms that can spawn in front of that. All right, we're gonna go up here. You can actually poison the water by being down at the bottom and I think pressing triangle or something, which is a glitch, but it actually kills you, so I'm not gonna do that. Alright, we're gonna go. Alright, occasionally there is a grappling hook up here, but there is not one this time. We're gonna go ahead and put the cutting powder in here. And we will still go over to the main dock because I want to point out the other spot cutting powder can spawn. So we've already seen 2 of the locations. The other spot where cutting powder can spawn is located right next to the other water tower. Okay, wait. All right, let's just stay up here for a minute. All right, we're gonna let that guy turn around. Those cars come by and they get you in a minute or two. I need that guard to turn back around. I want to make sure that he doesn't spot me. Okay. Fortunately, there is an easy way. There is a very, very easy way to do the main dock where we don't have to worry about getting caught since we're already over here. All right, there can be a grappling hook up here, but there's not one, so we're going to skip that. Let's see what's inside. This is another spot where things can spawn. It looks like we have weed here. I mean, I do have 2 cocaines at different spots. If that's all that I have, I guess we could grab the paintings and I could still take 4 people. Sometimes the guard truck will be over here in this corner. All right, I'm gonna let that guy turn back around so I don't get caught here. Because I actually want to hit that other building in the corner. And then we're going to go get the main dock in the fastest way possible. And I'm going to point out the other place for cutting powder, get the last 3 locations, and we're leaving. We actually missed that other spot as well, so we'll need to do that too. Alright, so again, some of the scoping it's not even really necessary. Like getting these bolt cutters is not really required, but because the cutting torch will actually do the same thing. And you can get that you can get the cutting torch and not even go into the drainage tunnel in the back. Alright, we're gonna hit this last spot over here. This building over here is the final area where stuff can spawn. So right now we have, oh, you know what? I missed something. Guard uniforms, there's always generally a set of guard uniforms at both docks. So I failed to mention this, but this is one spot where they spawn, which is right here. My controller is vibrating, and I don't know if it's telling me there's something here. We already have the guard uniforms, though. I mean, depending on, because I do have another cocaine up at the airstrip, so that's a possibility to go back up there and get that. So we could get the guard uniforms, get the cocaine, and go up there. And depending on what's at the main dock, either get the paintings and the gold and the primary and leave. Alright, we're waiting on this guy to turn around here, and we're gonna hope there's something decent inside this room. Okay. And it looks like there is. It looks like we have 2 cocaines here. So this could technically fill up another player. But I still want to go to the main dock because I need to show the other cutting powder location. Okay. Before we leave the north dock, let's go up top here while trying to avoid the camera. Because up here up top, there is a grappling hook. Again, this is a random location, does not always spawn here, but it can spawn there. Alright, we are going to get in the boat, and we are going to take off straight for the main dock. Keep in mind that depending on what you have in there and what you really want to do. So if you want to run the heist by yourself, all that you really need to scope is the primary target and 2 things of cocaine outside, because that's all you're going to be able to carry. Or if you have 2 paintings that don't require you to use key cards to get into the doors, then you can do it that way. But anything that's going to require a key card like gold, you're going to have at least 2 players to be able to do that. So for 3 gold, 2 that will completely fill up 2 players. 2 paintings will completely fill up a player. 2 cocaines will fill up a player. 3 weeds will fill up a player, and 4 caches will fill up a player. But caches are worth the least amount of money, so if you fill up your bag with nothing but cash, you're going to have less than if you just had 2 things of cocaine. So if you're wanting to make a lot of money off these heists, you need to go after cocaine if it's possible. If you don't have it, or you've already collected all of the important stuff and you're running out of items, or you've gotten busted and you're trying to get your bags filled before you get off the island, grab whatever you can. But if you are able, the order needs to be gold, cocaine, paintings, weed, and cash. Alright. Am I under the... Alright. This building right here is one of the secondary... And look at that. We already have a cocaine in here. I just like to know that I've completed, I've done a good scope. I mean, even though we won't be grabbing cash, I like to take the picture to let myself know that, hey, I was here, I checked it out. This thing right here, let's go around, actually I was going to go on the other side, but let's not do that. Alright, guard uniforms can sometimes be in this room, but they are not here this time. This little T-shaped building, and I was called again, are you serious? Okay. This is... I'm so close to being able to finish this, and these are unnecessary catchings that's happening now, and it's kind of getting to me a little bit because I really only have a couple of places left, and now I'm back at the airstrip again. We're going to go get a bike, and we're going to try to do this a little bit faster. I still need to get that last. There's been times where I've come over here before, and I've never even gotten caught the whole time I was here. But there is a lot of guards over here, so it can be a bit time consuming when you do get caught. So it's just, you just got to be cautious with it. All right, let's get back over here again. Get these final spots scoped and get up off this island. Alright, there's really only 3 spots left to scope. There's 2 more spots directly around the main dock, and then there's one that we were going for before that we had gotten called at. When I do get the rest of these spots, I'm going to go ahead and get caught, because that'll be my 4th time getting caught, and then we're going to leave the island, because once it's done, there's really no reason to stay here anymore. So it looks like, okay, we're going to have to wait for that guy to pass again, which is fine. Let's make sure that guy turns around. And since we're coming back over this way again, we're going to try to get that spot we missed earlier. That guy's turning around. Alright, I need that guy to turn his vision around. Okay. Alright, let's try to get the spot that we missed earlier and see what's over here. And then we can hit those 2 spots. I'll show the last spot for cutting powder. Okay, so it looks like there's... See, that's another thing that's frustrating is when you're, after like multiple times of getting caught, and then you get over here and it's not doing anything good. Okay, there is a vehicle coming, so we might have to wait a minute. Okay, he's actually backing up. Alright, so for this part, since the guy is down the other way, we're going to go down here through the middle. Make sure that that guard is turned around, and we're going to cut through here as quickly as we can. Fortunately, we are almost done with scoping. So even though I've gotten called, I got back over here to the main dock again pretty quickly. So straight ahead is the other water tower. If you happen to be closer to the main dock, you can poison this if you want, just like we did at the north dock. The other one, the other cutting powder will spawn right in front of here. It'll be right in front of these barrels. But since we've already found it, we know that it's not there. So we have 2 spots left to scope. We're going to go over here and hit these real quick and go ahead and get caught, and we're getting off this island. This building right here is one. It looks like, oh, fortunately we have another cocaine, so it's a good thing we came over here. So we know we have 2 cocaine at the main dock. Alright, the vehicle just went by. We're going to do the rest of this on foot because we're going to get caught here in a minute anyway. Alright, we want to go to this T-shaped building, which is where we were heading before. And there's nothing but weed over here. So we have, there is a couple of cocaines here. I mean, this is cash. And we're going to see if there's guard uniforms. Sometimes they spawn over here. Alright, I do not see guard uniforms, so I didn't see them over there either. But we don't really need them anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and get caught so we can get on off this island.
This area is off limits.
Keep in mind that I did a major scope, but if you have better stuff, if you have 5 or 6, you really only need 1 cocaine. If you got 6, you don't need any, so you can just go get all the stuff up there, poison the water, and then leave. It is time to leave this island. I hope that this video was helpful. I hope it helps some of you guys get this stuff done faster, because this is the best way to make money in the game. If you do not have a sub, I highly recommend purchasing one. I have ran this heist many times. I've helped a lot of people. I've helped people get a sub in 1 day before. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.